All right, let's jump right in. If you're selling anything premium, and I'm talking about items that are over $2,000, you already know your social media game has to be totally different. So today, we're going to break down the playbook for turning your social feed into a showroom for those big-ticket sales.
This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You can't just rely on impulse buys or some flashy discount. A premium purchase is a real decision. It's an investment. The journey from just scrolling on a phone to actually buying is a lot longer, and it needs a way more thoughtful approach.
And that's the big question, right? The $4,000 fire pit question. So how do you actually guide that decision? Well, that's exactly what we're about to unpack step by step.
Okay, let's start with the real challenge here. When a customer is about to spend thousands of dollars, they're not just buying a thing. They're investing in trust, they're investing in a better lifestyle, and they're investing in long-term value. And that right there is why social media, when you use it the right way, is your most powerful tool for building that trust.
See, this is where we totally flip the script on typical social media marketing. Instead of pushing for that quick click and a fast sale, your goal is all about building a relationship. You're using your feed to show you're an expert, to prove the quality of what you sell with amazing visuals, and to just talk with potential buyers over time, patiently. It's a long game, for sure, because trust is not built in a single post.
So where do you actually build this relationship? Not all social platforms are created equal, especially not for high-end stuff. Let's figure out how to pick the perfect digital showroom for your brand.
Okay, think of this table as your strategic map. For super visual products, Instagram and Facebook are your go-to showrooms. That's where you host live Q&As about your craftsmanship. For those aspirational products, like high-end home decor, Pinterest is where people go to dream and plan. And YouTube? That's your trust builder. It's perfect for in-depth demos and customer stories. Oh, and if you sell to other businesses, LinkedIn is where you want to post case studies for commercial buyers. The main point here is, put your energy where your ideal customer is already making those big decisions.
All right, so you've picked your platforms. The next big question is, what in the world do you actually post? This is where we shift from location to communication. It's all about crafting a story that screams value and builds that unshakable trust. Your entire content strategy should really stand on these three pillars. You've got to educate, you need to show off real-world success stories, and you absolutely have to use the power of video. Let's dig into each one.
First up, education. Your job here isn't to sell, it's to help the customer buy. You want to create content that teaches them about the craftsmanship, the long-term value of choosing quality, even how to care for the product long after they own it. When you become their trusted advisor, the sale becomes the most natural, logical next step for them.
And this is all about showing the transformation, not just the product itself. A before and after shot doesn't just show off your item, it shows the result of your item. It helps the customer picture it in their own life, which takes the purchase from being just a functional thing to something deeply emotional. This is how you answer that one huge question every customer has. Why does it cost so much? You just pull back the curtain, show them the raw materials, the skilled artisans, the super detailed process. This kind of transparency, it does more than just justify the price tab. It builds huge respect and just melts away any skepticism, especially with those customers who really appreciate true quality. And last but not least, you let your happy customers do the selling for you. I mean, nothing is more powerful than a real person saying, yes, this is amazing. A glowing testimonial, a detailed case study, or even just a photo shared by a customer can be what gets a hesitant buyer over the finish line. Social proof is the ultimate closer for high-ticket sales, period.
Now for the final piece of this puzzle, advertising. But I want you to forget everything you know about typical ads. For high-ticket items, ads aren't about screaming, "Buy now." They're about gently nurturing someone from being a casual browser into a confident believer in your brand.
This journey is so important. Someone who lands on your site for the very first time should not see the same ad as someone who's been back 5 times. You start by retargeting them with that helpful, educational content. As they get more familiar, you start showing them testimonials. And only for those really warm leads, that's when you can present a soft offer, like free delivery, just to help them make that final leap. It's a patient, super strategic process.
So we've looked at platforms, we've looked at content, and we've looked at ads. What's the one single idea that ties this whole strategy together? Well, it's the thing we've been talking about this entire time.
This right here is the golden rule. Every single post,
Every video, every ad has to serve this one purpose. Selling high-ticket items on social media isn't about getting quick conversions. It's a masterclass in building trust, proving your value beyond a shadow of a doubt, and patiently guiding someone to a decision they feel amazing about.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Take a really hard look at your social media. Are your posts just another sales pitch getting lost in a noisy feed? Or are you strategically, patiently, and authentically building the trust you need to make that big sale? The answer to that question will define all of your success.